Slash, your horror movie podcast.
Welcome back, Hack Stab Slash. This week, talk to me, I'll talk back. Let's have a podcast, Hack Stab Slash. That's Water Boy, you know him. That's some guy named Justin.
All right.
How we doing, Hack Stab Slash? If you can't
Amazing.
tell, we're doing Talk to Me. It's a 2023 Australian film, and this is a fucking banger, bro. Let me give you the summary. We're real quick, stumbling over my words. First thing in the morning, we're gonna kill it though. This movie is about when a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits using an embalmed hand. Wow, I'm stumbling over my words already. Welcome to the podcast. They become hooked on the new thrill, passing it around like a party drug until one of them goes too far and unleashes terrifying supernatural forces. How we doing, fellas? We gonna tell everyone out there to like, share, subscribe?
Yeah,
everything, every platform, dude. Follow along for this journey. Let's crush it.
Let's do. Check us out.
100%.
100%.
And I would just like to thank Sean real fast. Sean, I really appreciate you releasing that clip of me getting scared by my own green screen last week, and I see it's got over 1,000 views and it's blowing up on Instagram right now. Completely,
I got that notification before the podcast, dude.
Yeah, so thank you. Now that that's blowing up and everyone's seeing me, and I see that Jackson saw it too, and he was quite upset with me. But yeah.
I'm just saying, dude, it's just Justin doing just Justin things, bro. That is what makes you just Justin.
You keep looking back like
I'm not. It's not gonna happen. Like why did the screen blink at me last week?
Never
and
know.
all of a sudden I turn around and
attacker.
Oh, scary stuff. But yeah,
Waterboy, why'd you fucking pick this movie, man?
I saw so many things on TikTok about it, and just when it was first being hinted at, I love A24, and all the films that they've done have been super freaking weird and creepy. So as soon as I saw that they were making this, I'm like, yeah, I gotta watch this. And I was not disappointed.
I was not either. I guess this was like a short film at a festival, and people just absolutely fell in love with it. And I'm so glad A24 grabbed this before any of the other, bigger production companies, because I think if we got a mainstream, I feel like they might have fucked it up. But A24, dude, is crushing the horror game, and I think they killed
100%. 100%.
There we go.
All right, Justin's starting to spin in his chair.
All right, that means it's time for me to talk.
Hands down.
Talk to me. Oh, all right. Anyway, hands. That was good too. All right, so let's kick this off right here. So let's get into this movie, and what an opening scene do we actually have. We see a house party, and this dude is frantically searching. Where's Duckett? He runs into the house. The party going on, like I said. His brother is apparently Duckett, and he's locked in the bedroom. And the guy's, he's in the bedroom there. Dude starts breaking down the door. You see Duckett there. He's got no shirt on. He does not look so good. He is bruised, cut. He turns around. This dude looks weak. His brother grabs him. He's walking him out. Every single person has their phone out. They're all recording. Brother starts yelling at everyone like, what are you guys doing? Seriously? Turns around. Duckett just stabs his brother right away. Stabs him and kills him. And goes outside and he stabs himself in the eye. What the hell just happened? Boom. Opening credits. Talk to me. What a way to start it. That's
insane.
What you get. Insane. I watched this. I've watched it twice now, but I watched it with my friend, I don't even know, 2 to 3 weeks ago. And I think I yelled out loud. I was just like, holy shit. So that's what we're going to get. So then we cut
Best
right
opening
away.
scene of fucking 2023. And it's November.
Incredible opening scene. And then right away we get into the character development. We meet Mia, who's one of the main characters. And then we quickly see Riley and James. They're hanging out, just smoking a cigarette. Mia picks up Riley. Mia and Riley are driving in the car. They're singing. They're having a great old time. And then they stop, and we see a kangaroo dying in the street. And I also wanted to say it first. I forgot this movie was in Australia. I thought it was a deer at first, and I'm like, well, that is the most messed up deer ever. I'm like, is that a CGI deer? Why does it look so bad? I'm like, this movie is going to be a little bad if that's what the deer looks like.
It had Lyme disease.
Yeah, right? I literally got nervous. I'm like,
Lyme disease.
Shit, I felt so stupid. I'm like, oh my God, that's the dumbest looking deer. I'm like, this movie's not going to be good. Then I realized it was a kangaroo. So anyway, Riley's like, you got to put it out your misery. And Mia floors the car towards it like she's going to hit it. And then she stops. She can't do it. Riley's like, you have to kill it. And the
I couldn't do it
kangaroos,
either.
I honestly put myself in that situation. Nope. I don't think I could do it. Like, I was with my friend and he said he would be able to do it. Like, he says you have to do it, but I don't know if I wouldn't be able to do it.
It's a no-win situation, dude.
Yeah, dude. We had chickens for a while.
Yeah.
And I talked to Kristen's cousin Moses, and I made him the designated chicken killer if we ever had to kill him, because I was like, I can't do that.
Right. But so they get home now. So now we see Riley's sister. They're at Riley and Jade's house, and we meet Riley's sister Jade. And Mia is hanging out with her, and she says, "Oh, hey, you see that group chat I sent you? They're doing it again tonight. Let's go. We got to see if it's real." And we quickly see on her phone, it looks like you can't really tell what's going on. It looks like a guy's like possessed in a chair or something. So you got a quick flash of that. Mia mentions that her mom died 2 years ago today. And Mia tells her to call Daniel. Daniel can come to the party, which is Jade's boyfriend. Sorry. Jade's mom comes home, and we see that we got some more character development, which I think they do great in this movie. You actually get to know the characters, and we see that their mom's really close with Mia. Mia and Jade end up sneaking out, and we see Riley's already outside, and Jade's like, "What are you doing?" And Riley says, "Mia says I can go." So the three of them sneak out. We get to a party. Jade's boyfriend, Daniel, who's also Mia's ex, arrives at the party, and they're sitting around. It looks pretty boring at first, and then all of a sudden they say, "Let's do this. Gather around. Who's gonna go first?" Mia volunteers. "I'll do it." You still have no clue what's going on. She sits down, and we see the group start explaining some rules and what's going to happen. They tie her to a chair, and the two kids say, "All right, well, get ready to time it. It can't go more than 90 seconds, or they'll stay with you. You got to strap in." He lights a candle. He says, "You light a candle to open a door. You blow out a candle to close it." He says, "You hold the hand. You got to say, 'Talk to me.' And then you say, 'I'll let you in.'" So she's getting really strapped into the chair pretty tight. And Mia says, "Talk to me." And she says, "I let you in." She first sees this really disgusting, gross, bloated person with like maggots coming out. I wasn't.
It almost looked like a drowned victim.
Yeah, it was definitely looked like it was a drowned victim, like I said, bloated from drowning and stuff. Absolutely disgusting. And then after she says, "I let you in," her head goes back, her eyes go black. She barks. So creepy. Every single person too. They got their phones out. They're all recording. And she's just looking around. Everyone's laughing. Like, this is like a fun, like, cool thing. And then it starts getting creepy. She literally goes, "He's behind you," and points at Riley, and he likes you. And as she's saying this, a freaking door opens, a door closes. She starts growling. So creepy. And then this scene actually gave me chills. She starts going, "Run, run, 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 run." And she starts screaming. She screams "run" for like 20 seconds straight. As she's doing this, you hear in the background, like, "Okay, 85 seconds, 85 seconds, like, let's go." And she's screaming "run." She's looking at Riley. Riley looks absolutely freaking terrified. All the kids now, it's like 90 seconds now. It's probably going over. All the kids run and grab the hand. There's like 3 kids grabbing the hand that she's holding, pulling it off of her. They finally pull it off. And she comes to. She kind of like looks around. Room goes silent. And she just goes, "That was awesome." Like, what? Like, she loves it.
It was so cool, man.
Yeah, that's so cool. And
Why, Josh?
so later we flash out later on the night. They're at home now at Jade and Riley's house again. It's nighttime. We got a storm going. We see Riley is scared shitless. He wants to go into Jade's room and ask if he can sleep in Jade's room because he's scared. She politely basically tells him to go pound sand and politely fuck off. So he goes and he chills with Mia, who's still awake, hanging out there. Nice setting. It's dark. It's scary. We got rain going on in the background. And they lie next to each other. And she's like, "Oh, what are you scared? Are you going to have nightmares?" And he basically says, yes, he is scared. And he asks, "What did the hand feel like?" And she's like, "It was amazing. I felt like I was glowing." And he says, "Well, how did your mom die?" And she says, "Oh, well, she took too many sleeping pills by accident, and it was an accident, and she ended up dying." And then we see Riley asleep, and we see like her take like the earpods off him or something. And then you see a creepy hand reaching out to him, which is, I don't think that was Mia's hand. Pretty terrifying. And it reaches towards him. And then boom, we got next day school. and we see Jade walking in the parking lot before school. She sees Haley, who's one of the kids who has the hand, and she basically says, "Hey, I want to play that. I want to play that game tonight, like tonight." And he's like, you want to do it again?" And she goes, "Yeah, my house. My mom leaves at 9 o'clock." So Haley says, "Okay, you know what? Your place at 10 o'clock." Later on that night, we get to her place and we see the mom says that there better not be a party, because she notices that Riley's got his friends coming over. Jade's boyfriend's there. She's threatening every single person. "You don't touch my daughter. You don't do this. What time's the party?" She wants to get the info. Like, what's going on? You better not have any party. And then we see her car pulling out of the driveway. It is go time, and let's talk about it before Sean takes over.
Jesus
Ooh,
Christ,
man,
holy shit, fucking
incredible.
That's all I can say, dude.
Yeah, so I'll talk just about. So I think it's a great opening. First of all, the opening scene I thought was absolutely badass. Really opening scene, and then the pace is good. You get some actually good character development, which is actually good for a horror movie where you actually want to care about the characters and everything. So I feel like it's like pretty cool, and you got some drama stuff going on in the back, like Huddle Sunset. Huddle. I don't even know what word I just said, but you have some drama stuff going on with her mother dying and stuff, and you like start feeling for the characters. But I think it's a pretty strong start.
So same thing. Holy shit. This movie wastes no time. And when the first 2 minutes with that opening scene with, stabbing his brother and then stabbing himself in the fucking eye. Insane. It is like a slow burn, but the character building, it's needed. It's awesome. It brings the movie. And the first time seeing the hand and like the eyes going black and everything, shit's creepy as fuck. I would not be doing that shit. Playing games with the dead. Nope. And you could just talk to the hand. I'm out. But
talk to the hand because the spirit don't want to feel it.
Right.
But yeah, this opening, it's amazing.
I just to reiterate what you guys said, I do have down. I was like, holy shit, Duncan. What a fucking opening. Gut stabbing your brother and then just straight brain stab yourself. Also, guys, I don't know about you as a parent. I've also sung at the top of my lungs in a car to a song just like this with my kids. The small talks, the gestures between the kids, the mom, and even like when Daniel comes in, I think it's great character building. Justin, you touched on that. The possession scene was fucking awesome. When you grab the hand and the eyes go black, they almost look like they expand and get bigger.
Yeah.
And you can tell like when everything happens because they add some kind of a makeup. Like their mouth looks a different shade of color. Like it looks like a good possession. Like the makeup's great. When she starts going like run, he'll split you. It's just holy shit. Also, dude, if I'm Riley and I'm at the end of the night and I'm that spooked out and I'm creeped out, I'm not sleeping next to the person who let that fucking hand possess them that scared the shit out of me to begin with, let alone during a fucking monsoon outside with just no.
Yeah, I would not do that.
Nope.
Like I said,
I'm good.
The movie, I mean, like I said, it's a slow burn at parts. It's got some drama elements at parts, but I think what really carries this movie, like the parts that are scary, are actually like really, really creepy. But just the acting too, like everything feels real. Like, are there some flaws in this movie? There's definitely some flaws in this movie, but it feels real. Like the acting is really, really good. Like all these kids are really, really good actors.
Dude, not even just the actors, dude. When you say it feels real, how badass is the mother? Like she has very minimal dialogue through this whole movie, and just her interaction with the kids feels real. It feels like a legit mom trying to like be one of the kids. Hey, what time's the party? What party? Right. No, it's cool. She told me all about it. She didn't tell me what time you guys were starting. Do you have alcohol in the car? I can help you get it. No, I don't drink.
That's what I mean. Like super strong characters. The acting was not out of the park. Like the writers and stuff, whoever wrote this, like the dialogue's really good. And even like the kids interacting, it feels wicked new how like kids would talk in 2020. It's really good. And then never mind like the scenes that you're going to cover in a couple minutes, like the next 15 minutes of this movie, which you can dive into right now, is just like, holy shit.
Bro, have you guys bear with me because this note taking was fucking intense. All right.
I was so glad I got the beginning because the next 15 minutes of the movie, I'm like, I don't know how you even explain that. So
I mean, I tried to take notes like we've been taking where we can not gloss over the movie, but kind of breeze through it. And I think this next half an hour set of scenes, there's enough note taking that covers most of like any movie we've done.
Yeah.
So bear with me, Hackstab Slash. And let's start this fucking ride. Jade's mom leaves as the kids start showing up at the party. Haley is a bitch, and Joss gives us a breakdown of the hand's origin. It's ceramic, but there's an actual hand inside. And like if you break it open, you'll see it. He thinks it's someone that could connect with the dead because, you know, white people shit. Am I right? Joss then straps down Daniel, and the group pulls out their phones to record Daniel as he becomes possessed. Daniel begins moaning and then Frenching the French bulldog. This dog is now referred to as the thought dog. And Justin, I don't know if you know what thought means, but it means that hoe over there. We get a montage now of the kids taking turns with the hands. There's lots of smoking. There's lots of joking. There's just, it seems like a good time. And like I said, they're starting to pass it around like it's a party drug. Right. And then Mia at one point sings a song that is very high pitched in what I believe is French. It sounds like she's singing something in French, something very old timey like. And it's beautifully done. The party now starts to slow down, and Riley wants a turn. Riley's the little brother, in case you guys don't know, but Jade doesn't want him to have a turn. They bicker back and forth, just like brother and sister bicker. He tells her, you know, go try to fuck your boyfriend. I want a turn. They have it out. She leaves now. Riley begins to beg for a turn. Mia says, all right, 50 seconds max. We do 90. You do no more than 50. You're young. We get this in. We get this done. We get this over with. Riley then sits down. They strap him in. He holds the hand and becomes possessed. After his possession, he begins to cry. And he looks at Mia and says how sorry he is. And it's starting to sound like Riley might be possessed by Mia's mom, who then apologizes and says she loves her and how proud she is of Mia. Riley begins to say, God, 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 repeatedly before he starts smashing his face aggressively off the table. He then proceeds to try and rip his eyeball out before being shot across the room. Riley slams into a wall, shattering the window behind him. The chair then turns aggressively towards a mantel, where he begins smashing his head again, harder and harder with each blow. Jade gets her hand in the way just before he can preform what seems like might be the final blow into just ending this kid's existence. This kid's face is now a fucking mess. And disgusting. All I can think about is mom's going to be pissed when she finds out. Mia walks out of the room in pure shock as Joss and Haley begin to argue over leaving because they don't want to get in trouble again over what happened last time, which reveals that they were at that party where Duncan stabbed his brother and then killed himself. The police are now at the house and they're questioning the kids, and we can hear in the background a phone call between Jade and Sue about Riley. Mia gets picked up by her dad, and they have a tense conversation in the kitchen about him being honest about what really happened with her mom. Mia goes upstairs and reveals she now has the hand, and we get a cutscene that brings them all to the hospital. Mia just wants to make sure Riley is okay, but they all want her to leave. We see Riley for a split second, and he's almost unrecognizable. Oh. Sue then threatens to call the police if Mia comes back. Mia now walks down the hall, and she sees a reflection of a window, what she thinks is her mother. She follows it, and she winds up in a bathroom. This bathroom is clearly empty, so she goes to leave. And instead, a stall door then slams, and we hear a voice saying, "Help me, Mia. Help, help." Mia begins to pound on the door, and she breaks it open just to realize it's an empty stall. Daniel now sees a clearly distraught Mia in the stairwell and asks if she's okay. They're in his car now as he's taking her home. Daniel reveals that he can't go home or his parents are going to know something's going on and something's up and he wasn't where he was supposed to be. Mia offers Daniel to stay at her house. He reluctantly declines, but decides to stay anyways. And they talk about the spirits and how Mia feels like it was her mom that possessed Riley, but it clearly became someone else towards the end. They bond as they talk about memories from when they were kids. Back to the hospital now. Jane is out walking in that absolute fucking monsoon. I don't know if it's like a rainy season there, but it has not stopped raining since these kids touched that hand. Sue is clearly a mess as she's just stress smoking a pack of fucking mobs in the car, dude. Jade walks over and you can tell there's some high tensions as Jade doesn't comfort her mother and her mother doesn't comfort her. We now get Mia going through some old recordings on her phone laying next to Daniel of her mother. Mia falls into like a dreamlike state. She's having a moment with Daniel, but we hear banging on a door in the background. The banging is her dad trying to fight his way inside of a bathroom to get her mom. He pulls her out into the hallway and begins performing CPR. An unsuccessful dad now looks defeated and looks directly at Mia as Mia's hands and nails turn bloody. It wasn't her mom in the bathroom this time. It was Mia. She wakes up in a panic to realize it was just a dream. And a glance around a dark room, Mia notices a shape in the corner. It starts to move and reveals to be an old, bloody lady with a giant pearl necklace who begins to crawl to Mia's bedside. The lady wants nothing to do with Mia, maybe because she's got some socks on? Question mark. The lady lets her in a freak out as she begins to crawl into bed and suck on Daniel's toes.
Dude.
Daniel wakes up and it's a possessed Mia who's sucking on his toes. This time, she's got white eyes instead of black. Daniel is freaked out and leaves, but not before making sure he grabs his socks and shoes. We can see Mia starting to lose it. She slaps herself repeatedly and eventually gives the hand another shot as she decides to perform the ritual by herself this time, and she's asking for her mom. She asks her mother if she killed herself, and a zombified mother responds with, "Not on purpose, me." Her mother says she'd never want to leave her and tells her that Riley, Waterboy, needs help because there's no way in hell he's getting back in 8 hours with this kind of damage done to his face.
Yeah, dude. I'll start it off. Daniel having an orgasm and making out with the dog.
Dude, and right before that, when he first gets possessed and he goes, "She doesn't turn me on," and he looks at his girlfriend and then makes out with a fucking dog.
That was so messed up. So messed up.
And then holy fuck, Riley getting his face absolutely wrecked. Most insane scene I've seen in a long time. Mia still seeing apparitions once again. Fuck that. The foot sucking scene, not to kink shame, but what the fuck?
Yeah. I thought she was gonna eat his foot. That's the direction I thought it was going. But no, dude.
I thought she was gonna take a bite out of his toes, dude.
Yeah. She went all Quentin Tarantino on those feet.
Oh my god, I forgot about Quentin and toes.
It's so bad. And this whole scene was just this whole set of scenes, guys, is so wild. I don't think my note taking did it fucking justice.
No, I'll tell that dude,
fucking pounded from start to finish trying to do these notes.
That the whole possession scene, when the party scene again, when they're like you said, they're passing this stuff around, and she's singing that insane song. There's so much going on, and literally my heart, it was fluttering. It was so badass. It was just so much chaos, and it's so weird to explain. You have to go see that scene. That's personally my favorite scene in the whole entire movie, when Mia's singing that just ridiculous, creepy song, and then you said, when Riley was smashing his head, oh god, the disgustingness in this movie, some of the scenes, there was some pretty good just grossness right there. There's humor parts, like you said, the dog,
did you see his chin? He looked like he had a fucking goatee from the slobber and the dog hair that got stuck to his face.
Absolutely disgusting. And then the whole thing, when everything happens with Riley, you're like, all right, well, that just took an insane turn. Yeah, very creepy, very creepy.
Dude, so far in this movie, the only two movies that are relatable to me is, do you guys remember The Happening?
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying these movies are on the same level as watchability and all that shit, but what I mean is the self-harm, the self-inflicted harm is on that level of just I'm gonna do whatever I can to mutilate my body and kill myself.
Yeah,
it's just insane. And then another one is, do you guys remember The Grudge?
Oh god, yeah.
How iconic that
don't do that, man.
How iconic that
So
was,
scarred. Yeah.
bro.
I told you I'm still scared of that. Like in
Yeah.
a text message.
It's terrifying, dude. The Grudge.
Whenever these people hold the hand and they go, "I let you in,"
Oh,
and their head whips back, those sounds they make, it's unsettling. It's not pleasant, and it makes your fucking skin crawl.
It's like they're literally accepting it into their body. All right. So we finally get to see Riley getting a bath. Post headbanging competition, of course. Still being clearly possessed by something that never left. Then he starts to bang his head on the shower wall. And shout out.
That this is what happens when they leave Headbangers Ball on MTV on repeat.
God.
Insane. Shout out to the makeup artist in this though, because that was on point. Like how Riley looked, how they made him look.
oh,
Insane.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Chills just thinking about this shit.
Jesus.
gross.
Cut over to Mia with Daniel and Jay describing every time Riley is awake, he tries to kill himself. Mia explains to them that she is still seeing ghosts, and Daniel says he's seen something. Mia was sucking his feet, and then she says, "What do you mean sleeping with Mia?" And then they say, "What do you mean sucking your feet?"
It's not what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Justin, you are Daniel, my friend. Something weird would happen to you like that. You would try to tell your wife, and she'd be like, "You slept with someone?
It's
You
probably
let them
from-
suck your feet?" And you're like, "No, not at all. I fell asleep on a couch and I woke
Right?
up and this
It's
person
something-
had my foot in their mouth.
It was probably from
Seriously.
it was probably from the grunge metal, honestly.
Like,
He stole my sausage and sucked on my toes."
oh God, where did that sausage go? Seriously, I want answers. But
I've-
anyway, stop.
He's gonna be
Oh.
sucking. He's gonna be sucking
Oh.
your feet, bro.
Like, oh, bro, edit all this out. Stop.
No. Oh, Waterboy, get back to your recap.
Yeah, what just happened,
Jo-
dude?
Jo-
Fucking Christ.
Josh
Oh my
and Joss and Haley explain how they got the hand, referring to the start of the movie where Cole got stabbed by his brother. They try to go talk to him, but he wants no part of it. They jump on the bus and Cole gives them some info that the longer the spirits are inside of you, the weaker they get, and they just have to keep waiting. But they don't have much time, and they're trying to kill Riley. Mia's trying to point blame when she was the one that okayed for Riley to do it in the first place. So Mia and Jade are going to go try and shut the spirits out by getting Riley to talk to it, since they might have forgot to blow out the candle, almost like how, Ouija board, you want to say goodbye after every time. Speaking of
Always
that,
say goodbye. Clear that shit.
with it not working, Mia tries using the hand to talk to Riley, and we see a crazy scene with Riley being tortured by a bunch of naked spirits. Insane scene. Like,
Did this
Just
scene
creepy,
remind
like-
you of like when Freddy's mom has the 1,000 Maniacs scene where they just like tear her apart? Do you guys remember that? And what is it? The Dream Child?
Dream one or something, right? It's in one of
Yeah.
the middle ones.
it's
Yeah, she gets locked in overnight and all the maniacs just like start ripping her apart.
Oh, I forgot about
doing
that.
the unforgivable.
now we gotta watch that. In a daze, Mia goes home and is confronted by her dad, saying he hasn't been honest with her, and starts reading out her mom's suicide note. So-called ghost of Mia's mom says that he's lying, and she heads to her room where she starts speaking with her, saying she needs to kill Riley and that her dad isn't her dad and that he is trying to hurt her. Exactly like she is trying to like contort her mind into doing inexplicable things, but using her weakness as, being her mom. See a terrible scene with banging on the door, and a gruesome Mia's dad comes and starts attacking her, but it wasn't. And when her dad does come in, Mia stabs him in the throat with a pair of scissors. Heading back to the hospital, she makes a phone call to Jade, telling her to come to her house. But Mia is actually at the hospital and goes up to Riley's room so that she can kill Riley to set him free. Jade, waiting, finds Mia's dad on the floor, still alive with the wound, and calls the hospital to say that she's dangerous. Sue goes in, and Riley is gone. Mia's taken him in a wheelchair down to the highway, about to push him into traffic. With the help of her so-called mom egging on for her to do it, we get a scene with cars crashing and Mia laying on the road. She went into traffic herself. Getting up and scenes in the hospital, we see Riley is all better, Lights start going out everywhere as Mia's walking through the halls. Turns out Mia's actually dead and is a spirit now. And all the lights go out, and we only see a candle with Mia taking someone's hand. We realize that now she is on the other side of the hand with the words "Let me in." With cut to credits.
Badass ending.
Love it.
Insane.
Badass.
Love it.
I was not even expecting that to happen, but I'm glad it did. Like,
yeah. So the very ending, I love so much. I'm not gonna lie. Some reason, I don't know. The last 30 minutes, I didn't love as much as the first. I don't even know why. It just didn't. I don't. I still think it's a really good movie. I don't know why.
It ran fast, like rushed almost.
I think it's a really good, it's a super solid movie. For whatever reason, I didn't love the last 30 minutes. I don't even know why. I can't like pinpoint.
I feel like it went from being like the hand to me possession thing to a lot more Mia and her mother.
I think it meant maybe too much drama for that. How much I loved at the ending. Like it was like really fast the first hour and badass, and then it went like really drama, which is still like it's a solid story and really good. But I lost a little bit of my love for it. I didn't love it as much as other people, but at the same point though, the ending when you see her walking through and you're like, and like no one is like talking to her or anything, and all of a sudden the screen just goes dark, and you're like, what the shit is happening? And then, like you said, you see the light. And then to realize she's on the other side as someone like she goes to grab the hand. I thought the actual ending scene itself was badass, even though I didn't love the last 30 minutes as much as I kind of hoped I would. And I did watch this movie twice. But yeah, awesome ending scene. And that's all I got.
All right. So I got, bro, that headbanging scene right when Waterboy takes over. I almost wanted to include that in my notes because it's so aggressive. And like you get, like we keep saying, dude, the makeup for Riley is just amazingly done. I don't see any flaws with it. And then after he starts smashing his head off the tiles, the weird creepy call he does towards the drain where he starts licking the blood.
Oh, forgot that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Holy shit. And then that hospital scene where the little girl is on the hospital bed is intense, dude. And I don't know if you guys noticed, while she was holding the hand and talking to this girl, the spirit looks at me and goes, "I'll let you in." And that's when we get that like transition to, you know, Riley being torn to shreds by whatever the fuck it was. And it just got my blood pumping. And Mia talking to her mom in the mirror and being attacked by something imitating her father. I think at some point in the movie, I don't have this written down, but I think they did talk about a spirit that imitates your memories. And I think that's where I started thinking maybe that's what her dad was, or maybe that's what Mia's mom really is, and it's not really her mom, because they do talk about once the spirit's inside you, maybe it knows what you think, what your memories are.
Yep.
Stuff like that. And then like the brutal neck stab scene and then leaving him for dead. Bro, this fucking movie is wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild. Just the tension that it builds through the entire hospital scene and the old man possessing Riley being creepy as fuck. And the mom shows up and they realize Mia's dangerous, but instead it feels like maybe she sacrifices herself instead of Riley. Or did Jade push her and save Riley? Like, I don't know what really happened there. I'm hoping that, you know, Mia sacrificed herself.
Right. Especially after you realize, oh, sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
No, go.
No, I was gonna say like maybe she came to and like sacrificed herself, but like you said, after you realize like the hints were there the whole movie that like Mia was like still, I mean, she was still seeing things after, so maybe like when she was like possessed the whole time, and like you said, like the thing was impersonating her mother. Clearly when she was yelling earlier, like run, at one point you hear the kid say like 85 seconds, and it took 3 people to pull that thing off her. So clearly you look back and realize like that thing definitely went past 90 seconds and she was still seeing everything. When Riley was laying next to her earlier, you saw like a creepy hand go next to her. So I mean, you kind of realize you're like, oh my God, like yeah, she was possessed like the whole entire time. And
it's so wild, dude. And then
Crazy.
Like the ending scenes where it leads to her having like that out of body experience in what seems to be like purgatory, and it leading to her being on the other side of the hand and immediately going into credits. Woo! Oh, well man, done. Dude. Like I said, I can't talk enough about this movie. I was like, my overall thoughts on this movie on my first watch, I saw very little flaws. I kept feeling like, you know, Mia's mom was pushing for her to kill Riley no matter what. and it wasn't to save Riley. It was, for the spirits to get Riley. The scenes, the cinematography, everything is excellent. And I don't know if you guys felt this way, but the score in the movie kind of does that thing where it plays its own character, whether it's for possessions, like the kids having fun, or just like giving you that creepy, goosebumpy feeling. It's just very well done. And then I actually wrote down, I was like, my heart is still racing while I write this, with the end credits rolling in the background. Talk to Me is a must watch for any horror fan, and a refreshing take a refreshing take on something it brings to this genre that I haven't enjoyed seeing this much since Jordan Peele brought us Get Out back in 2017. It's a wild ride with minimal lulls in the movie, I think. And I give it a 9.1 out of 10. And I feel like my score might go up the more and more I watch this. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Did you rate it, Justin?
I did. I forgot to say my rating. Anyway, so I feel like this was a super solid acted movie. Every single part, like even Sean mentioned, like the mom, it was great. It was a great story. It's definitely like a tragedy story with like a horror drama. Very creepy concept. Just the concept itself, like you can just even see behind me if you're watching on YouTube, like just seeing that freaking hand and with like the candle and holding something. Really cool take on the possession. Very cool concept. Love the ending scene. It's a great movie. I feel like I didn't love it as much as some other people. Like the last 30 minutes, I don't know. It just didn't. I thought the first hour was really good. The last 30 just did something to me. It just kind of took me out of it a little bit. But I give it a 7.5 and still think it's a solid movie.
I gave this an 8.5. And I really did love like a lot of parts of this movie. I mean, the gore aspect in it, the creepiness factor, it brought everything. I mean, the character building of okay, we gotta.
That just scared the shit. I was like, what?
Yeah, what the hell was that?
That was my
that was my kid.
Yeah, I think it was actually that here. No, that was that was my 3-year-old screaming. But everything this movie brings, it is amazing. I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, Justin, with the last 30 minutes. I mean, I feel like they could have changed it up a little bit. I mean, especially when you've got top-notch like horror and creepiness factor for the beginning part. I'd like it if they brought that for the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get that some people have different takes on different, different strokes for different folks. That's why I would give it an 8.5. It would have been a lot better if they had like the creepiness factor throughout. But that last 2 minutes with her holding the hand and like knowing that she's on the other side, awesome. If it didn't have that, my score would be a lot lower actually.
And just to say that again, like even like it just didn't resonate enough with me the last 30 minutes. I could see how people could still be completely sucked in. I mean, I still gave it a 7.5 and I apparently liked it the least, and I still gave it a 7.5, which is, like I said, I mean, this movie, I don't see how anyone could say it's a bad movie at all. I mean, I gave it a friggin' 7.5 and I liked it the least, and I still thought it was like so solid. What?
I have a question for you. I'm going to ask you your rating, if it would change if during the hospital scene when she's talking to that little girl, if when the little girl lets her in, instead of her like having that experience and then coming right back out of it and then proceeding to want to kill Riley, how would you feel if the scene with the dad happened first, where she stabs him in the neck? And then we get the little girl scene and she does something where she stays there and she volunteers herself instead of Riley. And that transitions into the whole out of body purgatory, grabbing the hand thing. And we just eliminate all of the highway scene. Would that improve your score?
It probably would. Yeah, like that's the thing. It's weird. Usually I can explain why I didn't love something as much, but there was like that's why it was like weird. Like I know this is a good movie, and it's just like the last 30 minutes, like something felt off for me personally. And that's like I couldn't really 100% explain. I was like, I just like I guess I just lost a little bit of I don't know. But I mean, like I said, it's still a solid movie.
That is
it feels like the highway scene maybe was a little too much.
Yeah, it was just something there, but also like I said, it's still a very solid movie.
Like you brought up a really good point. I was thinking what you said, like with when she said talk to me in the hospital with the little girl. Like, what if it brought you to like their world and she was like basically going to find Riley's soul?
Yeah,
for a little
like
bit
she
there.
had it up with that old guy and was like, "Take me, not him," and they were
Yeah.
like, "Okay, we just want a soul."
Almost like how a Silent Hill thing changes, where the walls start changing, and
Yeah.
like, I think it would have been pretty sick.
You guys got any fun facts or anything?
I do not.
All I'll say is I don't have a ton on this, but I saw an interview with these two directors, and what is it? I don't know how to say the last name. Michael and Danny Philippou. Do you guys know how to say his name?
I do not.
I'm not good at pronunciation.
Yeah, so these guys are badass. Like, never mind, like they knocked this out of the park, like just a solid movie. But how self-aware they are of like the horror franchises. Like, I like these guys so much. They're talking about when they write this. So we have a sequel coming. And I actually feel pretty good about it because I think how awesome this concept is. And then never mind how you can take the story from different point of views. This story could be happening different places. Now, like you said, you saw Mia, all of a sudden she's on the other side. They knew that it was going to be a sequel. So he was already writing scenes for the sequel as he was writing the first one. So I feel very confident in that. And then how self-aware these guys are. They were hilarious. They're like, oh my God. And then I can't even wait to write a part 3 and then 4. Wait till we get to part 6 and 7. It's going to get so over the top and ridiculous. You guys are going to hate why we even have this. And then you know what? We're going to do a 10th one. We're going to do 10 different movies. And guess what? We're going to bring it to space. And then, like,
I was waiting for you to say that.
Dude, these dudes said that
in space.
Like so funny. Like the fact that they were like, I can't wait till people get sick of us when we're on like in the middle part of the series on part like 6 and 7, and then how they said they're gonna be like part 10 is gonna take place in space. So
it's gonna be a giant hand as a ship.
Yeah, so these dudes are like, I don't know. I feel like a sequel is gonna actually be pretty badass, and how self-aware these guys are of all like different horror franchises. I thought that was really cool. So these guys are pretty badass. What do you got, Waterboy?
I do have so this was the first lead role for the actress who played Mia, Sophie Wilde.
This was her first like big like role.
She crushed it,
dude. She was unbelievable.
Insane.
Crushed.
All right, and we're back.
Talk to me.
All right, I guess are we done?
No, dude, I'm still waiting on that Halloween reference.
Dude, yeah. So I think this is like the only second movie I didn't get a reference. I honestly didn't get to do as much studying. I like was really rushed this week on how I did it. I'm pretty sure this is the only second movie. Never mind. So I did a little bit of research. The first like 87 things I checked were all like Australian stuff that were like didn't do a lot of movies. So I kind of knew I was in trouble. And like I said, I didn't get to do my full research this week. So unfortunately, this is like the second movie that I actually failed at.
The second movie.
I don't remember what the first one was. I don't remember
you failing. I don't remember you failing a first movie.
Oh no! You know what? The only other one I did was one that you'd picked that I hated so much I forgot to even look because I think it was one of the movies I took like 5 notes on when we still weren't that good.
Oh, you mean
Event Horizon?
It was I feel like it was one of those two where I didn't bring my A game.
Yeah, he wrote lights on a paper. I think it
sounds. I forget what I wrote, but I wrote
lots of lights and sounds.
Yeah, and I wrote like Enterprise or something.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
So I think this might be, sadly, my first one that I actually failed at, which is sad. I'll be better next week. I'm sorry.
I'll be better.
And now we're getting barked. Whose dog is that?
I don't know. You got a French kiss him?
All right, Hack Stab Slash. Next week, we've got my pick. You've got Hacky's pick. I had to think of who I was for a second. I forgot my identity. We are going back in time, much like a Back to the Future film, for a new movie November. We are doing Totally Killer, an Amazon original. I'm fucking excited for this. I've seen it. I love it, and I can't wait to break it down with you guys. Waterboy, Justin, have either one of you guys seen this yet?
No.
Not.
You guys are going to love it. Well, I hope you love it. But I'm Hacky. That's Stabby.
Just Justin.
Yeah, one of these days, dude, he's going to embrace his alter ego. But until then... We'll see you next time, guys.
Peace. Adios.